What's up, YouTube? Zachary Michaels here. I'm an actor, and this is An Actor Reacts. Today we'll be reacting to the House of Balloons mixtape by The Weeknd. Let's get into it. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. House of Balloons is a debut mixtape by The Weeknd, released on March 21st, 2011. The mixtape's writing and production is primarily handled by The Weeknd, McKinney, Zodiac and Illangelo, among others. It uses samples from Aaliyah, Siouxsie and the Banshees, Beach House, the Cocteau Twins, and the anime Fate Stay Night. On November 13th, 2012, the full mixtape, along with a new bonus track, 28, was included on The Weeknd's three-part compilation album, Trilogy, composed of remixed and remastered versions of his three 2011 mixtapes. House of Balloons went on to become one of the most popular and critically acclaimed projects of 2011, with a metascore of 87 out of 100 and a user score of 9 out of 10 on Metacritic, which remains The Weeknd's highest rated project to date on the platform. Okay, so House of Balloons. Now, for anyone who hasn't seen any of my previous Weeknd reactions, a quick backstory. After Hours was the first full project that I'd ever heard from The Weeknd. I definitely knew who he was, but I really only knew the songs and stuff that I heard on the radio. And then beginning of quarantine, had nothing but time, so I just randomly decided to listen to After Hours, and I just love that album, from the songs to the concepts to the moodiness of it, the visuals, like everything like was A1. And on the channel, a couple people said that I should, go back to the beginning of his discography and react to all his projects because they were all just as good as After Hours. That was like months ago when y'all said that, though. I'm finally getting around to it now. And I decided that I wanted to react to like the original versions, like as he meant them to come out at the beginning. So I like went to DatPiff and downloaded the original mixtape because I saw when I was doing like research that like some stuff changed between like the mixtape versions of the songs and on Trilogy. So I wanted to hear how it was originally imagined. And then when I get to Trilogy, I'll just react to the bonus tracks and then the music videos for the songs and listen to the like remix and mastered versions on my own time. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this one and see how it is. So let's listen. Kind of feels like a spaceship.
You don't know what's in store, but you know what you're here for. Open your head, take a place. Don't be scared.
Feels like kind of electro rock.
Trust me, girl. You wanna be high for this. Take it off. You want it all. We'll be good. I promise we'll be so good.
I really like the like.
Open your head. You don't know. Trust me, girl. You wanna be high for this.
I love the like electro spaceship vibe of it all.
You wanna be high for this.
Okay, so if you've seen a number of my other videos, I've said so many times that I really love dark and moody music. Like that is the music that's at the top of my list. And I can tell off of this first track alone that this project definitely has that vibe that I love. So I'm really excited to get into the rest. The standout on this song for me was the production, because the song is about you gonna want to be high for this. You don't know what I'm about to put on you, so you gonna want to be high for this. And it's kind of talking about more like high on drugs. But I loved how the production kind of set up a different kind of high as opposed to the one that you would think of. It, like, from the beginning I was like, oh, this feels like a spaceship. So it's like you gonna want to be high in space for this, even though it's talking more about high on drugs. The production set up this like dark in space, and I love that kind of electro rock feel of it. And I love too like the contrast of like the verses were like a little more bare with more just like a boom, boom, boom. And then when it got into the like chorus, so much other production came in, and it felt like real like rock electronic. So I loved like the like ups and downs of the song, how it was like calm, 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 and then it would like ramp up and then come back down and calm, calm, calm. Just a really good track. Love the production, and I am excited to get into the rest of this mixtape. Let's go on to track 2. Oh, there's Aaliyah.
I just wanna take you there. He don't gotta know where. Let me take the picture from your lips, and I'ma love you, girl, the way you feel.
It's real like
What you feel.
ethereal. Is that the right word?
Just fight through the pain.
Just fight through the pain.
What you want, he's what you want, he's what you want, he's what you want.
Hey,
I'm what you need, what you need,
it almost feels like
I'm what you need.
funeral music, but like in a good way.
I got everything you want with me. I do everything he does sounds free. And he don't gotta know. I got you on the floor, doing things you never thought you'd do. He's what you want, he's what you want, he's what you want, he's what you want. I'm what you need,
I'm what you need.
I'm what you need, what you need, what you need.
What you need. This track feels kind of like demonic and sinful and like full of lust. Like that's definitely what the lyrics are. Like it's like, basically I can do better than your man can, and I'm what you need, and I'm gonna have you doing this and that and just fight through the pain. So it's like real like doom. It's like it feels like you're in hell just doing a bunch of sinning. And like I said, during it like gave me funeral vibes, and just like the whole like instrumental felt like it was in minor the entire time, like doom and dread, but you're gonna like it though, you know what I mean? Like it gives me those kind of vibes. And like it's like all engulfing. That's the word that I was looking for during it. Like just hearing it, it like fills up the whole room with a bunch of demons and sins. And I think that that's what it's supposed to do. The song doing its job. You're gonna be sinning while you listening to this at a certain time. Like it definitely fills you up. And like during when I said like engulfing. Oh no, I said what's the word? I said ethereal. It gave me like an ethereal feeling, and that's not the word that I was looking for. But I looked up ethereal, and it was the definition was like perfect and delicate and too good for this world. And that definition feels more angelic, but it feels like it could apply to this song too. But like in the contract, like it feels the opposite. Also not of this world, but more in a demonic way. Maybe not delicate, but like it feels like the opposite of that, like the antonym of that. But yeah, what you need, definitely an experience of a track. And I feel like it's definitely made for a certain thing. We'll just leave it at that. So let's go on to track 3, House of Balloons / Glass Table Girls. Okay, picking up the tempo a little bit. Still real dark though. Like I still feel that minor in the background. This definitely reminds me of After Hours, like the, okay, sing. The like 80s kind of electro vibe of it, or synth vibe of it. Hey. The production on this, for it to be like your first mixtape, I like his, like the backgrounds that feel like the chorus. Pretty sure that's just him though. I mean a choir, not a chorus. I really like this part. A transition.
Two puffs for the lady who be down for that. Whatever, together. Bring that old stash of the greatest. Train it, roll it dog, burn it dog, off the dog, taste it. Then watch us chase it. Star lines back with the crib. But we can test out the tables.
Love the production.
All glass and it's 4 feet wide. But it's a must to get us 10 feet high. She give me 6 in a handbag. I get it wetter than a wet nap. Heard he do drugs now. You heard wrong, I've been on it for a minute. We just never act a fool. That's just how we fucking live it. The way we act a fool, it's probably
kind of rapping here. I like the flow.
Yeah, I'm always on that okie. Is that your girl? What's a fucking story? She kinda bad, but she riding like a fucking pony. Knock it down on her man, be her fucking story. Yeah, I'm talking about you, man. Get to know me. La 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 la. I'm so gone. Bring out the glass tables.
Hey. Yo, I think that this track is my favorite so far. I loved, for one, the journey of the track, like the transition between the, because it was almost 2 different songs, so the transition between the 2 was so smooth. And then I just loved the overall production. Like, for this to be your first like project, the production has been so great so far, especially on this track. Like, I love the kind of 80s synths throughout. Like, this song definitely reminds me of After Hours, because After Hours is full of like 80s synths and stuff, and this one had that element, and I thought it worked so well. This one was a little more up tempo than the other 2 tracks so far, but it still keeps that like kind of dark demonic energy. I just really enjoyed this one. And like the second half of it, he's kind of like rapping on it. Got a nice flow. Has some cool little lines in there. I was like, okay, The Weeknd. I'm liking this. Like really, really like this track. And two, it reminded me while I was listening, like the music in 2010, 2011 was all very like generic. Like every song, no matter what genre, country, pop, R&B, hip hop, like they all basically just sounded like EDM tracks. And this just sounds so different from all the music that I remember from that time. Like, and it made me think of it because I was like, oh, this feels kind of electronic too. And I was like, wait, 2010, 2011, that was everything was super electronic. And this has some elements of that, but it sounds so different at the same time. So I love that he's like, making his own lane with the music. A really, really great track. Loved both halves of this and how it all came together. Like really, really good one. Again, I think my favorite so far. So let's go on to track 4, The Morning. Ooh, love that guitar. Ooh, this one's feeling like euphoric.
From the morning to the evening, complaints from the tenants. Got the walls kicking like they 6 months pregnant. We flying from the north, we rocking with our city like a sold out show. A house full of pros that specialize in the hoeing. Make that money rain as they taking off their clothes. Order plane tickets, Cali is the mission.
Hey.
Visit every month like I'm split life living. Let the world listen if I hate.
That line reminds me of something. He says that in another song too. Cali was a mission, something, something, something. I think that's on After Hours.
Face try to mimic, get girls timid, but behind closed doors they get pulled so rigid. All that money, the money is the motive.
Hey.
All that money, the money is the motive. Girl, put in work, girl, put in work.
Okay.
Girl, put in work. Push it to the limit, push it through the pain. I push it for
Love the drums on this too.
version to the game.
Hey.
The higher that I climb, the harder I'ma drive. These pussy ass niggas tryna hold on to their credit, so I tell them use a debit. Once they image start to listen, I want them like discretion. Why these niggas distant? Downtown loving, when the moon coming, only place to find base heads and house women. All that money, look at all that money, the money is the money is all that money, the money. She be funny, she be funny.
Love the background.
Girl, put in work.
Okay, The Morning. Really, really good track. I think this one is another one that has potential to be in my like top 3 tracks by the end of the album. I just really loved the vibe of this song. Like it's a little different from the rest. Like it's still very dark, but it's like a lot more like chill and kind of calming and relaxing and like euphoric almost, like all the sounds and like when the backgrounds would come in at some parts, it just was all so full and like and I love the production and instrumentation on this track. Like the guitar, it had a few solos at some parts and I was like, yes, it was just like real groovy and funky and just kind of smooth. And then like the drums throughout, and then they would like kick up at a few parts and it would like build and then come back down to this like real relaxing kind of thing. Really, really enjoyed the like overall journey and production and instrumentation on this song. And then lyrically it was a little different too. This one's a little more introspective. It kind of felt like it was like, the morning after like this big crazy night, and he's kind of, thinking on life, like the kind of girls that he has in his life, and, the things he wants to accomplish in his career and all that. So a little more introspective of a track. Love the just the vibe of it. And then too, what I mentioned in there, like that one line, Cali is the mission. I don't remember what song, but I'm pretty sure on After Hours, on one of the songs, he says like, Cali was the mission, but now I'm leaving, or something like that. Plus, there's Escape from LA, which I fucking love that song, Escape from LA. So I just like those kind of connections between like his first project and now his latest album. This one, he's like, Cali's the mission. Now he's made it to Cali, and he's like, I gotta get out of here. So really just good track, and I like the connection between the two. Love the vibe of it, and just that engulfing, like euphoric feel of it. I think this one's definitely gonna be in my top 3. So yeah, let's go on to the next track. Pretty sure I know this one. At least I recognize the name, Wicked Games. Oh yeah, I know this one.
Let me see that ass. Look at all this cash.
Love the rock. That guitar is nasty.
I got my heart right here. I got my scars right here. Bring the colors, baby. I can bring the drink.
Hey.
Listen, I'll give you all I got. Give me confidence. I need confidence in myself. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I'll give you all of me. Give me all of it. I need all of it to myself. So tell me you love me. I'll give you all.
He's singing on this one.
I'll give you all, even though you don't love me. Let me see you dance.
That guitar.
Watch you dance. Take you down another level. Get you dancing with the devil.
Hey.
I'm on that shit that you can't smell, baby. So put down your perfume. Bring your love, baby. I can bring my shit. Hey, I'll give you all of me. Give me all of it. I need all of it to
Myself.
I need all of it. So tell me you love me. Only for tonight. Only for, even though you don't love me. Just tell me you love me. I'll give you all I need. I'll give you all, even though you don't love
Another really, really good track, and another one that could potentially be in my top 3 by the end of this project. Just where do I even start? I'll start with that guitar. That was so nasty throughout. Like the guitar is what really like sealed the deal on this song from the beginning to the very end. It was going off, and I love how it added that kind of rock edge to this song. This one was real like aggressive, and I like the kind of aggressive nature of the instrumental, paired with his more like light voice. Like he's going through it on this song, but his voice is still really like light and kind of delicate almost. And I thought the contrast of those two things worked really well. But don't get it mistaken, the boy was singing on this song. Like he was pleading out his heart. Like he's broken hearted on this song. Like, left my girl at home, I don't love her no more. So now basically he going out to have sex to, build up his confidence back and feel better about himself, and like, just tell me you love me even though I know you don't love me. Really great track. Broken hearted, a little depressed. He just trying to make himself feel better with sex, and the aggressiveness of that instrumental and that guitar. And again, I feel like I'm gonna be saying this every song. I loved the production, just like immaculate. Really great one. And I knew this song, but like halfway through I realized I don't think I've heard this full thing. I know this song from like on SoundCloud a couple of years ago. I found like this song mixed with Justin Bieber, Flatline. Like that's what I was looking up. But like I know a mashup of those two songs, so this is my first time hearing this song in full, and I really like it as well as I do the mashup. If you haven't heard the mashup of those two songs, go check it out. It's really good. But this track, just chef's kiss. I feel like that one, even though I feel like there's gonna be a lot of contenders for my top three, that one is definitely gonna make it off that guitar alone. And again, that boy was singing on this track. Real good one. Let's go on to track 6, The Party, The Afterparty.
I understand your body wants it. I know your thoughts. Oh, you bout it.
Feels like synth chimes.
I'm gonna let you do it how you wanna, girl. Right it. I know you know
I like the claps. It's giving me like a synth Christmas song almost, because it feels like jingle bells back there. 'Tis the season.
Girl, I got your back, I got it all. Hold your juke, baby, don't you fall. Be there in a minute, baby, just one call. You don't gotta ask me. Don't be shy with it, I'll supply it. I got you, girl. Oh, I got it, girl. With your Louis V bag, tats on your arms, high heel shoes, make it 6 feet tall. Everybody wants you, you can have them all. I got what you need.
Okay.
Ooh, I got you, girl. Oh, I got you, girl. Can't believe I made it, but I made it, that's for sure. Love it, I need more.
I really like that little riff though.
Fuck these bitches on. They want what I'm sitting on. They don't want my love. They just want my potential. I got a brand new girl, call her Rudolph. She probably OD before I show it to mama. All these girls trying to tell me she got no love. And all these girls never ever got a blowjob. Ringtone, no silent. And if she stops, then I might get violent. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I got it, girl. Yeah, I got it, girl. Oh, I got it, girl.
The Party and the Afterparty. An interesting track. Like there was a lot going on. I'm actually still trying to like wrap my head around the song. Like I think I prefer the Afterparty to the party. The jingle bell or like synth bells or whatever that was on the first half kind of threw me off. I did like the kind of voice coming in for the chorus during the party. Like that was interesting. And then like in the after party, I really like that guitar riff. Throughout, like that just kept looping along with the rest of the kind of instrumental. And then I kind of looked up the lyrics too, and he's basically just really toxic. Like he's pretty much a drug crazed sex addict, and just going through it with this girl, and she seems to be an addict too, and they're just like a bunch of toxicity on this song. Just there was a lot of different things going on. Like I said, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I don't think it's one of my favorites off of first listen, but there is something about it that makes me want to go back and listen again to have another time to take it in, especially after looking up the lyrics and what he's actually saying on the song. Yeah, interesting track. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Let's go on to the next track. Feels like a horror movie.
I got something to tell you, but don't know how I'ma say it. I guess that I can only say one thing. Girl,
For some reason, it makes me think of like Scooby-Doo.
girl, I can like it.
Like that feels like mysterious right there.
Know what you mean to me. The party's finished and I want you to know. I'm feeling everything before I got up. I always want you and I love you. I always want you and I love you. Yeah, I always want you and I love you. Popping again. I try to quit again. I'm always taking something I begin. That's why my niggas got me to the end. But you especially. The party's finished and I want you to know. I'm feeling everything before I got up. I always want you and I always want you and I always want you and
Oh, I like that. Coming down. I loved how like eerie this track was. It feels kind of like spooky and mysterious almost, especially that like sound that would come in everyone that just like put me in a like mystery horror movie type thing. And I said like it gave me like Scooby-Doo, like mystery solvers, and just like, ooh, we don't know what's happening. And it actually too makes me feel like a ghost or something, almost like ooh, floating through the sky, which works so well for this because it's like, you know, you're floating in the sky when you're high and having a good time, and now he's like coming down and floating back into his real self, and he's like continuing that like toxicity that I was talking about on the last song, really the toxicity of this whole project. But like him, like, you know, not caring about his girl when he's high and spending money and having a good time and just, you know, having sex with any and everybody. Then when he comes down, he's like, you know, I'm lonely, baby. I miss you. I care about you. I love you. Like, you know, come be with me. Like real that toxicness, but really, really good track. And I just love that the overall feeling of it. It sets the stage and definitely feels like you're like coming down from a high that he was on in the last song. Like last song, he was super high. Now he's coming down and actually cares about his girl. You know, real good one, and definitely love the feeling of it. And again, the production really like sealed the deal. So let's go on to the next track. I like it. Feels real like hip hop.
And the only thing I tell him is I'm living for the present and the future don't exist. Do you want queen? Take your fucking seat, baby. But write it out now, I know you wanna scream, baby. Better than the next man. And if you're swinging, I get dumber than the next man. I think you lost your morals, girl. It's okay, cause you don't need them over. Going in that 2-floor loft in the middle of the city. After rolling through the city of me. I promise you won't see that I'm only fucking 20, girl.
I really love that background. He's like a pretty good rapper too, you know?
Life's such a movie, filmed independent, us against the city. Got a loft right now, you're excited. You're excited.
I love all the different like effects and stuff that he's using on the album. It like definitely feels like transportive, you know? Ooh. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it feels like you're going to another place, you know? Definitely for drugs. I've been saying since the beginning, like that, it feels like you're on a spaceship or something. Okay, so Loft music. This is another track that kind of feels like two different songs in one. Like that first half is a little more like up tempo, and it felt real like hip hop. Like as soon as the beat came on, it had that certain knock to it, you know. And then he was showing off he could rap a little bit too. Had a nice little flow, some cool lines in there. And I really like that like that voice in the background in that first half. That was probably my favorite part. It really added to the vibe of the song, and then it transitioned into more of kind of what the rest of the album is, that like kind of out of this world, like euphoric experience. And kind of what I've been saying since like the first track, it feels like a spaceship kind of taking you away. And I'm guessing that's like the drugs, because like I said, Dorian, it feels like everybody involved, not on just on this song, but like the entire project was just high on drugs the entire time, because it just feels so, you know, out of body. And that's probably how you're supposed to experience this album, because it feel like it really puts you in that zone with like his voice. To like, just he's not even really saying anything in that second half. It's just like a bunch of O's, but that works so well mixed with like the effects on the instrumental. Oh, and again, shout out to this production. It really is like the sounds and how they like come in close and then open. Like it's just so much. You really go on an experience on the second half of this song. Really just I feel like I've said it every song, but I just love the journey and the transition between the two different parts, and then the mood and the zone that second half puts you in. Yeah, Loft music. I think that's all I got on it though. So let's go on to the last track of the album. like the knock of the beat.
I know. So I'ma let you taste her. I ain't washing my sins. Now we're lying about love.
Damn. I know what you did, so I'm gonna let you taste her. Again with that like rock flair.
It's okay. I know
Yes. Guitar. This was another really, really good track. I love that he brought back that like rock influence on this song. Cause like I said on Wicked Games, I love the like hard rock instrumental mixed with his like light vocals, and he's like pleading on this song, going through it. Really, he's going through it on every song on his mixtape, but like especially on a song like this, because you know he's been toxic this whole mixtape. Every single song he just showing how toxic he is, and now his girl being a little toxic too. She don't cheated too, and now he just like putting everything on her. Like, I know what you did, so I'm gonna let you taste her. So I've been cheating too, but now I ain't even gonna wash it off because I know you cheated. So taste her. Just a bunch of toxicity, but I love it. I love the vibe of this song, and he's saying the whole time like I don't care. It ain't even phase me. Yada yada yada. It don't hurt as much as you thought it would. But like I said, he pleaded on this song. He going through it, even though he's saying he don't care. You could hear it. You could hear it in his vocals. Like you hear the cry in his voice, basically. Really good track. Again, just love that vibe and the production and that rock flair and that like guitar solo in the middle. Just really, really, really good. I again just love like the R&B rock mix from The Weeknd. It works so well. Yeah, but that's the last track on this mixtape. House of Balloons has definitely been an experience, we'll say. But yeah, let's go into my final thoughts, and I'll tell you what I rate this album and what my top 3 tracks are. House of Balloons. This project was a real like body of work. You go on this journey from the beginning to the very end, and it just like almost transports you to this other like realm. Like shout out to all those like different like spaceship sounds and stuff, because that's what it feels like, and like I said, it feels like they were all high while making this, and like you're supposed to be high while listening to it to really like appreciate all that's going on and really experience it. I don't do drugs, but I was still feeling it and how it was transporting me. It's almost like this kind of like demonic euphoric experience, like it hurts so good, like that kind of thing. It just feels like otherworldly almost. I thought that like his vocals and stuff and the different approaches and how he was using his voice, just it all worked so well. Like sometimes it was more full, and then sometimes it was more light, and then sometimes it felt like his vocals were like layered and made like this choir it kind of experience. And the whole thing just felt so like full and engulfing. Like it just really takes you in and it fills out my whole room just felt so full listening to it. I can't wait to like put in my headphones and listen to this mixtape with like no interruptions, without having a pause between each song, and just like experience it like in my own time when I'm not like being filmed, because I really feel like I'll really get to appreciate it even more. And then, like I said, the vocals and stuff were great, and how like the different ways he used like his voice. But the MVP of this project was easily the production. Every single song, the production went off. Like like that is what really set it apart, like especially for, again, this to be his first project, to have production this like immaculate, and the different effects, and just the experience that it had, and the different instrumentation and the vibes, while still like it was so cohesive of a project with all these different sounds and stuff and all the different influences. But it all worked so well, like from the rock to the more R&B to the more electronic to the more rap. It just all came together for this really like this true like alternative kind of R&B project. And I love that it doesn't really sound like anything else that I remember from the time. Like 2010, 2011, 2012, everything on the radio was just like EDM dance music. And it has some elements of like EDM or like more electronic stuff, but like it's like sprinkled in there. It's really kind of in its own lane. Like I love the sound of this album and how experimental it is, and just how different in the production, the journey of each song, and the transitions between them, and the different sound. It all came together so immaculate. And I love the use of the different samples, and how like just the little voices and stuff in the back, like the production, the vocals, the lyrics, all of it just came together to make this really, really, really solid. Again, I can't believe it's his first project, because it's like I feel like it's so rare to be in this like fully discovered in your musical identity on your first project, but he is, and it all came together so well. I think that's all I got for my like final thoughts. I usually try to say some things that I felt like could have been better for it, but I don't have any negatives. Like even songs that I didn't maybe like love, they still like added to the overall experience of the project. So I honestly wouldn't change anything. I hope too much didn't change up between like the mixtapes versus the songs on Trilogy. But yeah, so those are my final thoughts. Let's get into my favorite tracks. First, my two honorable mentions, The Knowing and Coming Down. And now get into my top three. Number three, The Morning. I love the more like chill vibe of this song, and like it was a little more introspective of a record. And then just the vibe of it. It was so like smooth while still talking his ish, and just like really like I said, introspective. And I love that connection between like the line of like Cali is the mission on this one, and then him saying now he's trying to leave Cali on After Hours, and again my song Escape from LA. So I just love the connection between the two, and then just the different kind of chill vibe of that record. Coming in at number two, the title track, House of Balloons slash Glass Table Girls. Easily the best two-part song on this project, and there are a couple two-part songs, but I think this one is the best. Like that first half is like that kind of depressing almost party music, like a little more upbeat, but if you listen to the lyrics and kind of the mood of it, it's still like kind of depressing and a little sad. And then it transitions into this more kind of like electronic EDM demonic nightmare, and it feels so like it's like so jarring, but the transition between the two is like immaculate. It's like sad party music, and then it morphs into this like nightmare almost. Just it works so well, and I like him like rapping on that second half and the flow. He has some good lines in there. Just really good record, and again, the best two part because that transition is so immaculate between these two kind of almost different songs. But yeah, now my number one. I don't think this one is gonna be a surprise to anybody, but my number one is Wicked Games. Like off that guitar, or maybe it was a bass, off of whatever like instrument that was, like a guitar or bass line alone, this song had to be number one. It's just so fucking hard. That like rock edge of this record is so good, and again, that like rock edge mixed with his vocals is just like perfection. It just goes so hard, and that boy is singing on this song like his heart is broken. He just wants you to say that you love him, even though he know that you don't love him. His heart's broken, and he need this random girl to just make him feel confident again. One, a relatable song, and two, he is singing his butt off, and that instrumental and the production on this track just chef's kiss, too good. Just really, really love that track. I really hope if any of the songs changed, I hope that this one stayed basically the same for the remixed and mastered version for Trilogy, because nothing needs to be changed on this record. It is too good. Wicked Games, man. Great one. So recap of my top three. Number three, The Morning. Number two, House of Balloons / Glass Table Girls. And number one, Wicked Games. So good. Now my rating for this project, I don't think this is going to be a surprise, but 10 out of 10 for this. It's just for all the reasons that I said. Like, it's just like an amazing project for your first like release that again just blows my mind. It's a journey from beginning to end. Immaculate production, immaculate vocals. I like the different influences, the rap flows in there, the EDM on some, the R&B, the kind of like dreamy pop, the just rock, everything that's going on. It just came together for this really impressive first project. And again, it is a journey that probably will be better on drugs, but it's still an amazing experience without them. Again, I'm excited to listen to this project just with my headphones, no interruptions, and just vibes. Really, really great first project from the Weeknd. House of Balloons, just as good. And I don't know. I was gonna say better than After Hours, but I really love that album. I'll listen to this one a little bit more and see how I compare it to his other projects later on. But still a really good one, especially for your first project. But that's all I got on House of Balloons. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this mixtape. Let me know what your favorite tracks are, what you rate the album. Leave all that below in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks for stopping by. See y'all next time.